Hey guys, it is Saturday morning here in the Philippines, and as promised, we are doing the Nissan Z Proto comparison between Mini GT and Hot Wheels. And we put the Mini GT back in its box so I can do the whole 9 yards, presentation of the package and everything. So here is the Hot Wheels. And I only had the main line. I did not bring in the car culture one from the 2-pack, but to be honest with you, the main line is a little more accurate than the premium one, and I'll go over that with you shortly. But going by presentation, car looks good in the blister pack. Card art is nice and such, and always Hot Wheels. And then because this is a US card, it says new for 2022. Also has the guaranteed for life on the J-hook, as the international cards do not have either of those items. So that's one difference. And then the US North American card is always assortment L29 or 2593. It's been a while since I checked out cases of Hot Wheels, so forgot that. I thought it was 2953, but it's 2593. So anyways, that's how you tell if it's a US card, those three indicators. And on the outside case, when you're at a store, you can tell it's US case or international case. The international case is usually C, I think 482 something or other, but it's usually C. The US case will always be the L2593. The international one has a couple of different variations in the case. So just to give you guys some tips on that. But anyways, this is how Hot Wheels presents theirs. And then the factory fresh is the highly detailed cutting edge designs. Just get in the driver's seat and prepare to turn heads. The Nissan Z Proto, and it tells you about the car itself. Let me see if I can get this up a little higher. There we go. So the Nissan Z Proto is, I can't even pronounce that name on there. So anyways, born in 2021 and somewhere in Japan, designer Nissan, with a twin turbocharged V6 engine and its 2-seat cockpit design. The Z Proto is a worthy tribute to Nissan's previous generations. So pretty cool. They give you that little highlight on the car and such. So the presentation of Hot Wheels is pretty nice. Now let's bring out Mini GT once again. Mini GT is cool. It is in this concealed box, so you cannot see the car, but you can see the picture of the toy car on the box, and it tells you what it is. The Nissan Z Proto spec Igazuchi yellow. Once again, don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly and such. And then it tells you like the warnings and such. Same thing with Hot Wheels. It also has the warnings where it says like 3+ and blah, blah, blah. And this is recommended for ages 14 and older because it's a collector's model and so forth. But to be honest with you, like the presentation of a blister pack is always going to win with me. Because if you're not an opener, well, you don't have to open it. You can display it like this on the card, and the card art and everything with the car goes very nicely together. Whereas with the box, you have no other choice but to open it if you want to see your car. I know some guys here and even in the States will buy Tamicas and leave them sealed and never open them. I have to see what's inside the box. I want to see if there's any errors with the car. I want to make sure I got the right car too. So I always open them. And to me, it really doesn't hurt the value if you take the cellophane off, in my opinion. So anyways, now let's go to the cars themselves. And we have an open one already of this car. Just have to find it. And Ethan, can I borrow your Z?
Yeah.
Thank you. Ethan has one that's open already. So we don't have to open this one. We're going to leave that one carded. So here is the Hot Wheels one. We'll start with him, actually. So going over this casting, it's actually really nice for a $1 main line. As you can see, the mirrors are casted into it, and it does have correct style wheels. That's why I said these are actually better than the premium going by accuracy, because the actual real car, these are very accurate, as you can see. And if you look up the car on Google and you see the one-to-one car in picture, they have split 5 spokes. So the PR5 and this gold copper plating are perfect for the car. It is very accurate to the actual real wheels. And you can see that they did get the body lines for the doors and such there, and kind of got the body line here with the front bumper cover and header panel, but it doesn't have the cuts there. And then on the back, it has the tail light tampos and then the newer Nissan emblem. And then on the rear roof pillar, I guess I would call it the B pillar, it does have something that looks like the Z emblem there. The only downside of this car is the roof is plastic. And then the windshield and rear window are part of the roof. So there's no see-through on the rear window or the roof. But if you look at the side, it is clear. It's like a smoked clear glass. So there is a window bucket in there, but it only covers the side windows. It's not the front and rear window. At least that's what it looks like to me. Because as you can see through, but it's very darkly tinted. So, anyways, moving along to the front, you have your headlight tampos, you have your Nissan emblem on the header panel, and then you also have some slight detail in the grille with at least the horizontal bars and a couple vertical bars. You have the yellow and black chin spoiler. You have the black side skirts that kind of go into the rocker panel, the yellow part. And once again, the wheels are pretty accurate. You have where they wanted to give you the detail of the exhaust tips back here and such. Not much detail on the chassis besides that, but not too bad for a $1 car. Now, let's bring out the premium $10 car. And the Hot Wheels Premium, if you would get the Premium in the 2-pack, the 2-packs I think run either 12 or 14 bucks. So you're going to pay 6 or 7 bucks for the Hot Wheels Premium, which the only thing that will give you is a die-cast metal chassis and some gold 5 spokes that are not as accurate as the PR5s for realistic factory wheels. So, going to this car, as you can see, the split 5 spokes in that copper kind of goldish plating and such, which are very similar to the PR5s. And this one does have all of the body lines chiseled in, which I pointed that out yesterday in the video, and such, and even the door handles. And this car is not a plastic roof. It is a metal roof. It does have rear window, front window, and such, and side glass, and detailed interior. I'm not even sure if this car from Hot Wheels has an interior, to be honest with you. I can't see in there that far. Then you have the detail of the back, which acrylic tail light lenses and headlight lenses. All of the emblems are painted or tampos or whatever they are. And then, as I said, on Hot Wheels, you can see like the black side skirts will go up into the yellow rocker panel, and that's pretty accurate. And then the chin spoiler is a little bit black and yellow, and then the grille, as you can see, it's pretty much like the Hot Wheels one. Not too bad by Hot Wheels, but this one definitely kills it. You have separate muffler with the exhaust tips, very detailed chassis, and it is metal on metal. And as I said, you can get the premium Hot Wheels and tie it up with being metal on metal with rubber tires and such, but it's still going to have the plastic roof, and it's still going to have inaccurate wheels. That's why I'm saying probably the main line is going to be the most accurate. Now, when it comes to scale, Mini GT claims to be spot on. Hot Wheels does not. But this one is actually not too bad. Actually, if you put them like side by side, I would say maybe the Hot Wheels is like 162. or something like that. It's a tad bit bigger in length, but not much. Even the width is a little bit more, but not much. Actually, the width of the car itself is pretty good. I think the roof of the Hot Wheels is a little bit too wide. And then the overall like girth of the car is pretty accurate by Hot Wheels too. It's just a little bit bigger than the Mini GT. As you can see, the wheel openings are bigger and the wheel diameter is bigger. The Mini GT is pretty much spot on with dimensions and accuracy. The Hot Wheels, though, is close. For a $1 car, it's actually pretty good. And I've been noticing that a lot lately by Hot Wheels is that their $1 cars are stepping it up. Their premiums are really stepping it up with the headlight and tail light tampos. Still yet, not all of them have them, but most of them do. And a lot of the castings now have side mirrors casted in, which is great. That's actually one step above Auto World and M2 and such, with the side mirrors casted in to the vehicles. Nothing against Auto World, M2, and Green Light, but I'm just saying Hot Wheels does it on their $1 cars, so these guys can start doing it a little more on their $7, $8 premium cars. Although I know like Auto World, I think, has done it on some cars. Same thing with Green Light. They're starting to step it up a little bit, but Hot Wheels is actually doing a pretty good job on stepping up their game, in my opinion. And their quality control, in my opinion, is superior over most of the other U.S. manufacturers. I know they make error cars and mistakes in the $1 cars, but they're $1 cars. Usually their premium stuff is pretty good. Every now and then you'll get a wheel error where they put the wrong wheels, but they're usually still real riders and such on the car. But M2, Green Light, and I hate to say it, even Auto World nowadays are having some issues with like wheels and tires and things like that. So I have to say hats off to Hot Wheels. They did a hell of a job on this Nissan Z Proto, but still yet, Mini GT kills it. So obviously Mini GT was going to win, even if I brought out the Hot Wheels Premium. But in my opinion, the main line is actually a little more accurate because of the PR5 wheels. So that's my 2 cents on this guy, and let me know what you think. And then I will be back next week with either the new McLaren or a Cato House Datsun wagon. Not sure what we're going to get first, so whatever comes first will be the first one we unbox for you guys. So I appreciate you watching. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.